everybody, and welcome back to the Diamonds and Denim YouTube page. I know I'm dressed a little different today. This is a special Halloween edition of Tutorial Tuesday. I'm gonna post it early because Halloween is on a Wednesday, so it's a Tutorial Tuesday, but it's whatever day it is now. So, I wanted to get it ready, or you could use it for your Halloween look. So, I was Cleopatra this Halloween. I picked Cleopatra. I actually posted on my Instagram 2 different pictures. One was of Cleopatra, one was of a sugar skull. So I wasn't sure which one to do. I got the most votes for Cleopatra, so here I am as Cleopatra. Cleopatra is a pretty easy one, especially for me because I already had these bangs. Cleopatra is known for like inventing makeup and Mark Antony, and all that stuff. But she also commanded like all these armies and took over all these countries. We got to pick a world leader one time per class. I'm a teacher, and we got to pick world leaders one time. Each class got to pick one, and I chose Cleopatra. So as a class, we researched a lot about her, and I found out all the stuff she had done, especially at that time for a woman, was amazing. I mean, she commanded so much. She ran so many countries. It was amazing. So I decided to go with her, especially because, like I said before, my bangs, everybody's calling me Cleopatra anyway, so we decided to go ahead and go with that for Halloween. So if you want to see how I got this look, this kind of bold eye look, it came out really, really good, y'all. Really good. If you want to know how I got this look, you can keep on watching. Thank you so much. Welcome to Diamonds and Denim. All right, people. So first, let me start by letting y'all know that this will be a primer to powder video, which I hate. I know it's good to see the whole makeup process from beginning to end, but they just take a really long time, so I don't like them. But I'll go step by step with y'all, and we will be Cleopatra hopefully by the end of this video. So, okay, so for my primer spray, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1 replenishing primer and setting spray. I'm using this one because I bought it and it's not one of my favorites, so I'm kind of trying to use it up. It leaks all over the place. It's like all over the place, and I adore the Hangover primer, but the spray just didn't really do anything for me, not as much as the primer. I'm going with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter Primer, and I'm using this one because it has that shimmer in it, because for Cleopatra, we want to do as much glitter and as much gold as we possibly can, obviously. I mean, she's the queen of the Nile, and I'm just obsessed with her. So, anyway, we're going to apply that primer, just 5 little dots, just like I do my foundation, then I'm going to blend it in. I haven't worn this one in a while because I haven't needed to sparkle as much, but you know. And I always push primer in with my fingers. I know some people do with a brush. I just always found it easier with my fingers for a primer, so I'm gonna make sure that's packed in real good. I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible, so I may cut a lot of it out, but I mean, I'll talk y'all through it even if I cut it out. I just need to keep this as short as possible. So next I'm going to use my favorite eyeshadow primer, which is a 24-hour photo finish shadow primer. It's pretty late here, so I'm not going anywhere, but I just want this to make sure my makeup doesn't really crease. So I am going to do the same exact look on Halloween. So I'll post pictures and stuff of that, but just know that I'm trying to set y'all up like y'all are going to a Halloween party. So if you're going to be there all night, you're going to be dancing, you're going to be answering the door for the little trick-or-treaters and whatnot, I want to make sure you're prepared. I don't want you to look like Cleopatra for some of the night and then Bozo the Clown for the remainder. So just trying to hook y'all up. So if you ever look at old like kind of drawings, like hieroglyphic pictures of Cleopatra, or most of the Egyptians actually, most of the Egyptian pictures are the bust. Like when I was growing up, we had a bust of Nefertiti at my mom's house, and their eyebrows were always pretty thin. So we're not going to do a big, heavy, overdrawn brow. I'm not going to do the Elizabeth Taylor version of Cleopatra. I want to do the real, true, like, hieroglyphic version of Cleopatra, Queen of the Nile. So that's what I'm going for. So think of an Egyptian bust, like I said, the one of Nefertiti that's pretty famous, or like the hieroglyphic drawings of Cleopatra. That's what I'm going for today. Elizabeth Taylor is absolutely beautiful, but I want to be Cleopatra, not Elizabeth Taylor as Cleopatra. And of course, y'all can always follow me on this eye. So I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil just to outline. And again, if you look, I'm staying pretty close to my natural eye shape, my natural brow shape, because I have thick brows naturally. So if I would go in any way, shape, or form overdraw them, it would be really too big for this look. So our brows are outlined. I swear, this brow is always thicker than that brow, and I don't know why. Like, I think the hair just grows that way. I really have no idea. Because we want a pretty bold brow today, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Benefit Ka-Brow Cream Brow Gel, which is, this is probably my favorite cream brow gel. I have the Anastasia Dip Brown. I still haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna save that for like a tutorial, like a first impression situation, because I have so many new Anastasia products to try. So just gonna take the little top and dip it into the brow cream. And let me get a little closer, y'all, so I can see. I'm just gonna fill in the little gaps here with this. And you don't need a lot. You dip once, I believe, and then you should be good to go. And those little scragglies that are hanging out, I'm gonna push them back with a 24-hour brow setter in a minute. Oh, that's the majority of how my brow is gonna look. So that's pretty much it for this brow. All right, so as far as brow products are done, I'm done applying those. I'm going to now just move my spoolie a little bit. Now, I'm not gonna fade it as hard as I usually do, because again, we wanna look like the Egyptian bust of, or the hieroglyphics of Cleopatra. So I'm just gonna kind of go back and just fade it out just a little tiny bit. I don't want a super duper fade, because we don't want it to look super duper natural. She wasn't, if y'all remember, if you ever seen pictures of her historically, she was not concerned with being natural. She was concerned with being beautiful. And she's credited by making the first ever eyeliner, like crushed coal to make eyeliner. And she used like crushed berries to make lipstick. And I just thought that was like, I mean, aside from the stuff she did as a, you know, military captain as a woman, which didn't happen often, she commanded a whole army on her own. And I idolized Cleopatra. And she had time to invent makeup. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I am gonna go back in with 24-hour brow setter, just to make sure like those little scraggly hairs I have here and here are kind of placed where they need to be, because I don't want them all over the place. Okay, yeah, so if you see what I did, I just passed that over it, and it's going to hold it in place and down all night. So if you're like me and did not get to tweeze your brows this week because you've been running all over town, super busy and stuff, you want one of these kind of brow gels to hold your scraggly pieces in place. I need to chisel them out with my concealer. So I'm just going in with, y'all know, my GOAT of concealer, the Benefit Boing Airbrush Concealer. And I'm gonna go in it with a little tiny Morphe M421 brush. These little brushes, y'all, these little concealer brushes, I mean, I try to get as many as I can because I just use them for so many different things. I just got this Morphe one at Ulta the other day, and it was like not expensive at all. I had no idea Morphe's brushes were so cheap. If you get them individually, the sets are kind of pricey, but individually, they're not bad at all. So again, I'm gonna apply it with this brush, but then I'm gonna kind of blend it out a little bit with my regular Shani concealer brush that I use for everything. So I'm going in with the Shani concealer brush. Y'all can see how much is shedding. Oh, yeah, that's better. Okay. So again, I'm just blending this down and blending this part up, just so it'll be easier to fade when it's time to do that. Now the fun begins. I wanted to do this so bad. Okay, people, so as soon as I realized that Cleopatra was going to win, which was pretty quick actually in the process, I knew for sure I would be using this palette for the eyes, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. Now, why did I know for sure? Because if you just look at the names, I mean, it has Pyramid, it has Throne, Sphinx, Osiris, so I knew this was going to probably be, like, it is like tailor-made for a Cleopatra look with these names. So that's what I'm gonna be using today, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, Prism palette, to get most of my look. I do, for the under eye, I wanna do something kind of different. So, but we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So for my all over color, I'm gonna use Unity. And I'm using the brush that it came with first, and then if we need to stray from it, we will. So all over from lid to brow. Okay, transition, we're gonna go with, I wanna go with Saturn because it's a pretty bright orange. So we'll go with Saturn. It really, really light hand because this is a pigmented freaking palette. I actually have never found a palette as pigmented as this one since I reviewed this one. So I don't know if y'all saw how much I just took to get this bright orange. Like, I'm gonna show you in a second, watch. I literally went like this. And that's what it made. So our transition color is done. We got that really pretty orange color in there. And it's, ooh, got some kick up, but it's gorgeous. So next for my crease color, I'm gonna go in with this pretty glittery brown called Sphinx. And I'm just gonna dip the other side of the brush, this little brush, into it. Actually, I'm taking a good bit, so I did a little drag on it, like pushing it against and then pulled it down. And I'm gonna take that and just apply it just to the crease. About halfway up the crease area right here. So you can see it's just a little kind of peak of pretty brown. Again, I'm gonna push the brush into it like this, and then I'm gonna pull it down just so I can get a good amount of it. So this is what we're looking like so far with this look. So far we've got our transition color and our crease color. Now what we're going to do with the rest of the eye is going to be kind of weird, but it's going to work out really pretty. I promise you. It's going to sound crazy, but stick with the kid. I know what I'm doing pretty much with this particular look because I've done it a couple times already, so just stick with me, okay? So I'm going in with this big fluffy blending brush, this one right here, and I'm just going to blend those two colors together. You're just going to go in with a nice flat brush to scoop up a lot of glitter because Cleopatra, we need a lot of glitter. I'm going to go in with my favorite brush for that, which is the Beau Gachet Paris eyeshadow brush, which is this one right here. It's so flat. It picks up so much good glitter, y'all. I can't even tell you. And so appropriate, we're going to go in with Pyramid, this really bright gold shade right here. So Pyramid it is. Again, I'm going to do like I did with Sphinx. I'm going to put the brush against it, push a little bit, and just drag it down because look how much it's going to come up. So you can see how shiny it is. This Pyramid is like the prettiest gilded gold that I personally own. I'm gonna pick up a little more because it's, yeah, there we go. Again, if you're scared of color, if you don't want to be super bold, that's fine. But this might not be the look for you if you're going to be timid like that, because for Cleopatra to work, it has to be over the top. It has to be big. It has to be bright. It has to be glitter and gold, and I live for glitter and gold. So, again, as I said earlier, Cleopatra is really right up my alley. So now, instead of keeping that color just on the lid, I'm going to drag it out like the wing because I want that gold to sit right above my eyeliner when it's finished. So I'm going to drag that gold out a little tiny bit. Yeah, y'all can see the shape it's making. It's almost like a cut crease, but instead of being vertical, it's going to be like a horizontal cut crease. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know. We're going to do a little shot of, you could do either the blue or the green. So we're going to go with either Throne right here or Osiris. I'm going to do Throne because I like the peacock feather look because they use that a lot too over, in the ancient Greek times. So we're going to use that one. I need to get a eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to put a little tiny bit like right here. All right, so I'm going to go with the Japanesque angled eyebrow brush, and I'm using that one because it's so, if you look at it, it is so like dense, and it's so angled, and it's so hard that you can really almost draw lines with it with your eyeshadow. So that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to buff it out a little tiny bit. Again, we're just going in with some green like right about here. We're going to go with Throne. Ooh. I know it's that powdery. I don't remember reading that powdery. I'm just going to go right above that gold. Just like that. Yeah. And now that you're seeing it come together, you can kind of see what I'm going, what we're doing today. It's a little bit, tonight, it's a little bit crazy. It's very hard to like half-ass Cleopatra. She's Cleopatra. Like, come on. Get it together. And I'm going to drag that one out a little bit just so we have a wing for our eyeliner wing. So I'm going to go back in with the brush that they gave us in Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm just going to blend it a little teeny tiny bit up to the top. That will definitely work. Maybe I picked the green because it matches my shirt today. Now this is my work shirt. This is not part of the costume. I'll put the costume on all at once. I don't want to dirty it since I'm wearing it for Halloween. This is again the same brush that actually came with the palette, which is something else I love about Anastasia. They do a really good job with that. Like they understand what you're going to need for your palette. I know that should go without saying, but it doesn't, because I've gotten some palettes with the wackest, ugliest brushes I've ever seen in creation. So anyway, I'm gonna go in for the brow bone highlight with Lucid, which is this really pretty, it's almost like it's a white with almost a yellowy tint. It's so pretty, and it like gives, I mean, highlights to the gods and back, the Egyptian gods and back. So I'm highlighting this section. You can see that pop. It's like, all right, most of our eye look is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and do, and the reason I'm going to do that now is because that eyeliner is going to last through everything. Like, it's, the one I'm using is pretty pigmented, so it's going to last through my foundation application. But I'm doing it now, too, so that if I need to clean up, I can go back and clean up, because this is going to be quite an eye look. So if you find it easier to use a pot eyeliner with a eyeliner pen and a gel liner, you're welcome to do that. It's a lot easier for me to just use a pen, a felt tip pen, it just makes it, for me, it's just a lot easier. So first, what I'm going to do before I do anything else is I'm going to apply a mascara coat. Monsieur Big, yeah, I'm right. From Elizabeth Arden, I think, or Estee Lauder. Oh, Lancome. I got this as a sample somewhere, and it's just such a good, I mean, when I tell you it makes a big lash, it makes a big lash. Like, if I'm doing a natural lash that day for whatever reason, and I need it to be really huge, that's the one I'm going to use. Today, we're going to use falsies too, but again, this look is so dramatic. I want to get a big dramatic eye first. So just so y'all can see what I'm saying, this is it with the Monsieur Big and without. So it's big, like it's huge. Yeah, so, and I'm doing that now so that it can dry by the time I do my next part. So just so y'all are aware, because I don't want anybody getting mad. So here's the tricky part, okay? This is the part that you want to have your little, what I do with my little, oh, it's over there. Your makeup wipes ready, because if you mess it up, and that's why we're doing it now and not later when we do our foundation, because if we need to clean up, we don't want to take off foundation and concealer and all that. So I'm probably going to do this with y'all so that y'all can see it really good, and because I can't hold that many things at one time. So I'm going to close my compact for a minute. This is the Kaite London. It was the Starstruck stamp edition. Again, we're not using the stars. I don't know why you would need a star, but we ain't using it today. So we're going to start with the wing first. We're going to make a wing that's going to go here. But instead of stopping it, we're going to make the wing go above that blue too, and it's going to come up here. Felt tip. We're going to take it, start at the lower lash line, like in the corner of the lower lash line, and you're just going to like extend that lash line. So that's our wing at the top. And then we're going to go back over here with it and go back over that green color. All right, so that's what our wing is going to look like. And then I'm going to go in and, you know, kind of fill it in on the lid itself so that it's not so crazy looking. And then afterwards, we're going to go back and put a little black eyeshadow in here just to give it a little more fade in. So if you are not as good at drawing just a straight line as I am, I've been doing this for a while now, take little tiny strokes like this. Instead of just doing a whoosh, just do little tiny strokes. It is the easiest way to avoid a mess up if you do it that way, so. So that's what our liner is going to look like on our eyes. We have this little double back situation here just to make a really beautiful like lash line almost, because they wanted, the whole point was to make themselves look like not real. Like they wanted to look like the dolls, they wanted to look like the painting. So the whole point is to make it real over the top. Like if you're saying, oh, she's doing too much, you're right where you need to be pretty much actually. So that's what our lash line is gonna look like, our eyeliner. It's cool, isn't it? It's really pretty, it's really gorgeous. This was the right one to use too, this liner. And again, this is Kaite London's Starstruck. A couple things I don't usually use, but I wanted to try it out today because why not? It's Halloween, so if I mess up, it's Halloween. I did it on purpose, obviously. I'm going to use the NYX Stay Matte Not Flat Liquid Foundation, which I actually just tested the other day in a NYX foundation face-off. It was the weirdest test out, y'all, but y'all will see it when you get a chance. So what I'm doing with this Stay Matte Not Flat Liquid Foundation, I'm kneading it because it's like water-based, and that water will separate really, really quickly, as I learned again on my test out. And I'm going to mix it with the Benefit Do the Hula liquid bronzer. Again, gold, 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 gold. And for the first time ever, I'm going to be applying it with a beauty blender. I never apply foundation with a beauty blender, but I've been seeing so many people do it. I'm figuring maybe I just didn't do it right the first time, and that's why I didn't like it, so we're going to try it today. So again, NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Liquid Foundation. Let's see what's going on with this. Okay, yeah, it came out pretty good now. So this stuff, when I did try it out, it is a cheaper brand, but the foundation itself is really good. It has a good texture to it, good coverage, and I mean, it retails for like, I forgot how much, but it's not a lot. Oh no, I'm almost out. Benefits. Oh my God, my heart is so broken right now. Like, really? Look at that. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Mix it up on the hand real quick. And all that Benefit Do the Hula is going to do, it's not going to really change the shade. It's just going to give it a little shimmer to it. So now I will tell you this about this NYX foundation. It is a little bit heavy, but again, it's a lower price. So, I mean, it's not even $10 full price. And I didn't spend full price on it. So, moistening my beauty blender. Ew. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and start spreading this out with this beauty blender. Okay, yeah, maybe I just didn't know what I was doing the first time. It's not that bad. And yes, it is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but again, we're going to be adding highlight and contour and all that. So I'm doing it a little bit lighter just so it could start to kind of fade some of the imperfections on my face and give me a bit of a glow. Especially since, like I said earlier, I have, I forgot, especially since it's water-based, so the color's gonna change a little bit as we're messing with it, so. And especially since we're adding so much gold because of Cleopatra. You don't wanna have it like, you don't wanna look like a burned gold bar, a burned gold brick. We don't want that look, so. Okay, so applying it with a beauty blender is okay. It's not great. I prefer my brush, so next time I will be going back to the method I know. I want it to be fancy, and it's okay, but it's not my fave. My handy dandy foundation brush to finish this off because I don't like that, the way it came out with the beauty blender. Better with a brush. I did try it though. I said I was gonna try it and I tried it, and so that's what happened. Okay, so this black that I'm gonna put in here, not a lot. We don't need a lot because it already looks pretty good. Yes, it's still pretty. So we're gonna use just a little bit of that obsidian, which is this really dark matte black here. And we're just gonna kind of put it in that little V part right there, just to give it a little fadey. So just like that, not a whole lot, just a little tiny bit, just to make that line a little thicker looking. Ooh, that is so pretty, y'all. Like, I really like this look, actually, I really do. And my liner should be dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out a little tiny bit. Good. Let me do my next part of my eyes, then I'm gonna go and do the rest of my face, because I really want the eyeshadow to, like, the eyeshadow is the highlight of it, because again, if you look at a bust of Cleopatra, it's a lot of eyeshadow and a lot of gorgeousness going on, so that's what we're gonna do. So let me do my under eye situation, and then the other thing I wanted to do, and we will kind of reconvene and talk about that too. So let me get my, what do I need? Yes, I need this. Alrighty, y'all. So I'm going to use this, I think it's called a 150 degree. No, it's not. That's the cat eyeliner brush. Yeah. So I have a cat eyeliner brush for liquid eyeliner application, and I'm going to go in with this navy. I'm doing a navy because, again, it's a really different look. We're going to go under with the navy, and then we're going to back up that navy with this pretty blue turquoise color. And they have a gold on there. I could use that gold too, but I don't think it was as pigmented as Pyramid, so we'll stick with Pyramid. Get a good bit on that brush because we want a really big, pretty line. And then again, we're going to go in with our concealer for under the eye in a second, so it's going to be a little, it's going to be, if we mess it up, we can clean it up. So we're going to go in, connect it with that black right there, and just drag it along the lash line. So I'm going in with this other older eyeliner brush that is a little, and the reason I did that for this, the powdery part, is because it's a lot softer. So it's gonna make it a lot, it's gonna lend itself better to a powder. So I'm gonna go in with this beautiful turquoise. This is actually a Maybelline Color Molten set. I think I won it at a beauty class or something, I can't really remember. It's been a while now. So taking a really small concentrated brush, and I'm just gonna go over this. Again, this is from Maybelline, so the colors are not gonna be quite as pigmented. They want to get a good bit on there because we want it to rival this really strong navy color. So, under the eyeball. Okay, so this I actually tried to do on the 4th of July, but I didn't have the right, I'm sorry. I tried to do this on the 4th of July, but I didn't have the right tools for it. So now I went to the store and bought one. I bought a Wet n Wild Mega Liner Metallic Liquid Eyeliner. in skull prayer. So this is it. It's a white. Excuse me. Oh my God, my nose is killing me, y'all. It's ridiculous. So again, the metallic again is going to give us a little bit of sheen. It's white, so it's going to give us, yeah, okay, cool. So it's going to give us a little tiny bit of pop. And I'm just going to put that right here under the black of my eye, just to give it a little, you know, a little pop of color. Not anything too wild, just a little something, something. So, see, just a little tiny line, nothing too crazy. I go under the eye with, again, the Boing airbrush. I'm going in with the Boing concealer, but the brightening one. Just do a little tiny bit of cleaning right underneath the eye and a whole lot of brightening right underneath the eye. So, now I'm not dragging it all the way down into the triangle because I'm actually using another one to brighten it. I just want to do this to get rid of my circles because I've been very tired. It's been a long, long day. Damp Beauty Blender real quick. Oh, it's going to be a long tutorial, but I mean, I knew it was going to be. Bringing it right up to that lash line. Now, you don't want to mess up your white liner or your navy line underneath the eye. You just want to put it right underneath. So, clean it up real good. And we don't actually have that much longer to go, so it's not too bad on time. Now, I'm going to go in with the Fiona Styles Brightening Stylo in the shade, oh, Apricot. It's on the top, Apricot. So I'm going to pump this a little bit. And this is what I'm going to use to highlight my under eye. So this is where we're going to put all our, as my cousin calls this, the tree of life, middle, middle of the nose, end of the nose, Cupid's bow, chinny chin chin. I shouldn't went that far up on the chin actually because I want to put a little piece of contour there. Now again, I say this every time, and I'm gonna say it again. I have seen a lot of people do the highlight and the contour at the same time. I just hate to do that because I feel like it's making it like some of the places almost blend, and I don't want that. I want my highlight to be highlighted, my contour to be contour. So going in with that damp beauty blender again, and I'm just gonna. One I did a while back. I actually tried it on one of the I think it was So New September's. It is the Becca Ever Matte Shine Proof Foundation in Cocoa. So it's like just a darker shade than my own. And it's so good for that. But the only thing is you gotta move quick with it. So like if you know the sculptures I'm referring to, they're always very angular. So we want some real jawbone, cheekbones. Jawbones, what? So I'm gonna suck in the cheeks real hard. And again, the reason I'm bringing it so low is because, like I said, those pictures and those sculptures, they are like really, really angular. And the reason I'm not doing it all and then blending it out is because this stuff dries really, really fast because it's matte. So if you don't blend it as soon as you put it on, it's gonna freeze in place and it's gonna be really, really hard to get it off. So just so I know, I didn't forget about that. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it while I'm baking because I don't like to waste time. So pretty, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this is one of my favorite looks. I try to stay real safe sometimes. So when I do a bold look, I'm like nervous about it every single time. This one is coming out pretty good though. I'm really enjoying it. Like it came out really nice. So my sugar skull idea was cute, but I don't think it was gonna come out this good. So Instagram, y'all are some smart people. Smart people. That's why, Revolution, you need to have a bigger cap. I don't want to keep running back and forth with my CoverGirl cap because I can't use that teeny tiny little thing to bake with. Ugh. Again, if you need my baking technique, see the Baking 101 video. I guess I could link it below for you. So we're going to leave that sit while we do the rest of our looks. Patty pats. See that little pop of color? And on this side. So Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do my lashes with y'all. I haven't done this in quite some time because I screw them up so much all the time. So I'm going to try to do this with y'all and we'll see how it goes. So remember I did that coat of Monsieur Big earlier? I'm going to curl those lashes now. Okay, so now let's try these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these Ardell's and I'm going to go with the 109s right here, the kind of skinnier ones. That's the ones I think will be the best to try with these lashes. So let's see, I'm going to use my Ardell glue, my lash glue. Really light-handed, because one of these guys, I know one of my friends, he was telling me that he said he thinks I'm putting too much lash glue on it, and that's why it won't stick, because it's like just sliding around and taking my damn eyeliner off, and he's like, you losing your eyeliner, girl? And everybody knows I'm like eyeliner fiend, so like when I'm taking liner back off, it's not going to work at all. Just get a little tack. Let's see. And I did size them before I sized them like the first time I wore them, so I didn't need to cut them or anything, but they are still sticking up. So I hate lashes. Oh no, they're good. Oh my gosh. Big old colossal like fan looking brush, and I'm gonna just brush off my bake real quick. And I'm gonna go back with a brush and just kind of, you know. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about finished with this look, so I'm going to go with my blush. I'm using the little Nomad blush that came with the Ipsy bag this month. If you didn't remember it, I'll link it down below too. I'm linking so many things down below. Like, so the Nomad blush. It's so pretty. It's so cute. It's so little. It's like the tiniest compact I've ever seen in my life. I'm just gonna go right on the cheekbones. And y'all see why I chose this one, right? See that highlight? It's really good. I'm going to go in with, for my bronzer today, the Kardashian Beauty Cabana bronze, which I never ever use, but since I have since we're doing a gold look, I wanted a golder bronze. And since my Do the Hula is now out of commission, I guess I'm using this now. So all we're doing with this does not need to be a super sharp contour. It's just to warm our skin a little bit. So again, tracing over our contour, but going a little bit more wild with it. Like you don't have to be super in the lines with that, because we're just trying to warm our complexion up a little bit. Because after baking, your skin gets so like pasty sometimes, you know? Pin that back. I'm going to go with a small contour brush for the sides of my nose. And if you look at this blush, the best way to do it is to swirl them all together. Which I've never really understood why people sell them where they're like in those lines, because no one ever does that, but maybe it's just to make it prettier. What am I? And then finally, my favorite part, the Ofra Blissful Highlighter. So when you're deciding to do a bronze look, I mean anything gold, if you don't use this highlighter, you got problems. Now you might be able to find something so white. Might be able to find something in the Anastasia Glow Kit maybe, but this one is just the end all be all. And with this brush, y'all, this brush is amazing with this highlighter. Watch this. I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit around. Watch this. Hi, girl. Hi. What you doing today? Taking over a couple countries. What are you doing, honey? I mean, outstanding, right? Isn't it gorgeous? This is the Japanese blush brush. But I always use it as a highlighter because it is just the bomb highlighter, so. Okay, face is done. Okay, so this lip look is like cheaper than the majority of my lip looks. This is gonna be a NYX lip liner in the shade Prune. And if y'all don't know NYX lip liners, I always talk about NYX on here. Y'all get with NYX, please. NYX is so good. So I might overline a little bit. I don't know yet. I usually don't, but this color, this look is so bold. Raise the point up a little tiny bit. See the difference? Here's the thing with overlining your lips. When you start to overline your lips, don't just draw like a big, huge mouth. Don't do that because it's not going to look good. You just want to raise the points of your lip on the top like this. And that's something else too. You want to build it. You don't want to just be like, ah. Don't do that. That's not a good look. And I like a really sharp point on my lips. Then you're gonna line the sides of your lip, your bottom lip, like you normally would. Now what you're gonna add in this portion is gonna be under, like in the middle. So, if you can see, this is where my lip naturally is. Just went over a tiny bit, so it's not super, I mean, my lips are pretty big. I don't need to like really go ham with overlining them. Perfect Tone Matte Lip Color by Black Radiance, and I think they sell it at like Walmart. My mom was in there one day and found some for like super duper cheap. She called me and said she found a lipstick that was like 50 cents or something. I thought it was a liquid lipstick. I don't usually use twist ups, but hey, why not? Reminds me of the NYX Copenhagen. I'm gonna go and do my hair, get my jewelry on and my costume, and I will be back to show y'all the completely finished, beautiful Cleopatra look. So I'll be right back. Okay, people, so this is the final look for Cleopatra. I am finished, got my long Cleopatra earrings, beautiful, almost Grecian Egyptian type dress, little tiny headband, and my bracelets. So this is the finished look of Cleopatra. I hope you guys like it. I hope y'all have an awesome Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this kind of bolder look for me because I don't usually do this. Go out, trick or treat, have a good time. Again, I'm going to link a couple posts below for you guys that I mentioned in the blog. And if you need anything, you want to see another look, you have questions or comments, you can leave it down below or you can hit me up on any social media. Thank you again so much for watching this Tutorial Tuesday, the Halloween edition, Cleopatra. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time here on Diamonds and Denim. Bye. Happy Halloween.